Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering the woke boycotts. Bud Light's ad agency, responsible for the Dylan Mulvaney promotion that destroyed the Bud Light brand, is in serious panic mode. The Bud Light boycott might take the agency down, and it's already cost Bud Light's company $30 billion of stock value completely destroyed. The agency's name is Captivate. They're based out of California, and they operate their business in an interesting way. They seem to have like a software as a service platform, which basically means you log on and you get access to what they say is over 1 million different influencers, and then you can select what you want, and essentially it just works like software. But the problem is it seems like they're not paying enough attention about who they connect to what brand. And if somebody at a company makes a mistake and selects the wrong person, you might lose billions of dollars and completely ruin your brand. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. I'm trying to get up to 25,000 subscribers now, so if you can subscribe, please do subscribe. Thank you so much. From the New York Post, ad agency that tapped Dylan Mulvaney for Bud Light is in serious panic mode, according to a private source. An 8-year-old marketing firm out of San Francisco was responsible for Bud Light's partnership with Dylan Mulvaney, and the absolutely disastrous tie-up sent the firm into serious panic mode, according to the Post. Captivate, a San Mateo, California company, pairs social media influencers with major consumer brands and is the outfit that introduced Anheuser-Busch to the transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, resulting in a viral TikTok video that has since become a textbook case of marketing gone wrong, sources close to the situation said. Nationwide backlash over the video, which unleashed a firestorm when it was posted on April 1st, showing Mulvaney holding a Bud Light can while taking a bubble bath, sparked anxiety and confusion inside of Captivate offices during the initial days of the controversy, according to a source with knowledge of the situation. So who is this Captivate? And why do they care so much? Why haven't we heard about Captivate before? Captivate is a private company, and the way they operate is this. It's this end-to-end influencer marketing. This is from their website, and it gives an opportunity for companies to search their database and to basically do business with selecting influencers and get promotions going. And it looks like it's very efficient in terms of how it operates, but it seems like they really don't have careful enough oversight about what influencers they're putting together with what companies. The whole idea of using these individual influencers is to be able to target very specific demographics. So if you wanted to hit transgender people, who better than Dylan Mulvaney? The problem is someone really does need to think about, well, what if there's backlash? Is this really appropriate? Maybe we should have taken someone with a smaller profile than Dylan Mulvaney first and seen how that goes. Additionally, it wasn't the company's decision, apparently, to produce these cans and then give them to Dylan Mulvaney. That was something they delegated to the ad agency. So the company wasn't even aware that these cans were being made. Why they would ever allow something like that, where you really don't know whose face is going on what can, doesn't really make any sense from a marketing perspective. There always have to be controls over your brand. And it looks like they really dropped the ball at Bud Light. Alyssa Heineschied, if this is really what happened, created a disaster. This is negligent. Quote, there was a lot of chatter among employees about what blowback the firm might face over the botched campaign, according to the source. Now, as far as the company getting blowback, what does that mean and what's that all about? This is one of these fancy schmancy internet companies. So if you go to Crunchbase, you can see that they raised $4 million over 6 funding rounds. What that basically just means is they took $4 million from a number of different investors, and it took 6 attempts to collect this much money. That's very normal. It's not that much money. And the company, as far as its level of success, seems like it's been doing pretty well. They have $42 million worth of revenue, according to Zoom Info, which could be 50% less, could be 200% more. So it could be something like, well, their revenue is really 25 million to 200 million. That's a pretty wide range. But considering it looks like their main operation is just focused on giving people access to their software so you can match an influencer with a company, almost like a dating app, it should be profitable at this point. Or if not, it's got a potential to certainly be profitable in the future. But not if the Dylan Mulvaney fiasco winds up getting put onto their company, it actually threatens their entire business model, because backlash like Bud Light got, backlash like Target's getting, companies have to be careful about how they handle what their marketing is going to be. And niche marketing is not always niche marketing. Sometimes it hits the mass market and you get the blowback. Their source added that internally the company was in serious panic mode. They couldn't immediately tell whether or not Captivate, which claims to have a database of more than 1 million influencers on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram and Twitter, was also responsible for the now infamous Bud Light beer can that bore Mulvaney's image. It also wasn't clear whether Captivate played a direct role in producing Mulvaney's TikTok video. They were part of this, but did they actually have the can made? Did they do the production on the video? That's unknown. Captivate's going to have to answer that. I don't understand why they're not being sued. Even if it comes out that, okay, it really wasn't their fault, you have to sue a company when you lose $30 billion from transactions with that company. Just as a rule, when things go wrong, companies usually sue each other, even if it's no one's fault, just to protect everybody's interests. Captivate did not respond to repeated requests for comment from the Post. Co-founded in 2015 by Krishna Subramanian, a Silicon Valley investor who sold online ad network Blue Lithium to Yahoo in 2007 for $300 million, Captivate has worked with Walmart, American Express, Twitter, and Kraft Heinz, according to its website. Subramanian has also made himself available for media interviews as an expert on influencer marketing. In February, he spoke to the Wall Street Journal about the importance of viral videos around blockbuster ad events, including the Super Bowl. Quote, "The best way to think about TikTok is that it's a vehicle that takes a consumer to the checkout line," Subramanian told the paper. Well, it didn't take a lot of people to the Bud Light checkout line. The damage created by this promotion, where it really does seem like they just said, hey, we want to get the transgender market. Who do you think we could get? And there really wasn't any kind of control or thoughtfulness over what it was they were doing. I can't say for sure what happened. I'm not there, and the articles haven't come out yet. I'll bet they do, but they haven't come out yet. I don't know if Bud Light approached this company and had a conversation with them about what they were looking for and tried to figure out together what was appropriate. But it does look like the Captivate business model is, hey, you go pick out what you want. If you like this influencer's market, click here to make an offer, and then you're connected to that influencer. An ad agency does not typically work that way. An ad agency will typically talk to their client, come up with ideas for their client, give feedback to their client, and discuss the goals with the client. It's pretty extensive. It's not just a case of click a button and all of a sudden you're working with someone and no one who knows the market and knows some of the challenges is going to give you pushback. It's actually quite risky to work with these influencer marketers. I mean, if you were to get an influencer working with you, and there are obviously many influencers, how do you know that person doesn't commit a crime? How do you know that person doesn't commit a really serious, egregious crime? And now you're associating that with your brand. It's dangerous. Somebody should be looking at that even more carefully than, oh, should we advertise on this TV station? Should we advertise in that print media? Should we do an email campaign? And should we do it to this market or that market? When you're associating someone so closely with your brand, it's pretty obvious it's incredibly risky. But it's not just risky to the company. We covered this article recently, how sales reps and distributors are being really badly hurt by Bud Light not selling. Sales are off tremendously. In this article, they cover how it's off as much as 60% at one Florida distributor, not 30%, 60%. And sales reps are getting screamed at in the streets. They're getting called gay beer salesmen, and they've lost as much as a third of their income, which they can't afford to lose. Here's another example. In Jacksonville, Bud Light sales are off 40%. How is Bud Light selling on Staten Island? Badly. It's not selling well. There's one place that's focused on selling it. I don't know if you can see this. They have a rainbow Bud Light tap, and they have a lot of gay clients, and so they're happy with it, and they're selling some. So what this ad agency has been able to do is they've been able to identify the transgender market for people that like to drink light beer that are transgender, take a mass market brand and turn it into a niche market brand for people who are in the market to support a transgender light beer. And now that's what Bud Light is. And that's why they're selling the tiniest fraction of what they used to be able to sell. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Did you know that there are ad agencies out there that will just connect you with influencers and not really oversee what's going on carefully? And, you could connect to someone and that's great. And sometimes it works, but obviously sometimes it really doesn't work. Did you realize the sales situation is really this bad? People see Bud Light. They're not mad at it. They don't hate it. They're not throwing it on the floor. They're just ignoring it as if it's poison. On the top shelf of every cooler, but no one will even look at it or touch it. Were you aware of how much money they've really lost in their stock value? Stock values go up and down a little bit here and there, but the stock value for Bud Light was $132 billion before all of this happened. As of now, it's $98 billion. That's $34 billion down. That's a huge percentage. Let me know if you knew about that. Had you realized that sales reps can't make money anymore? They're getting cut like a third of their income is gone. How are they supposed to pay the bills? They're going to have to go sell something else, obviously. And it's a national phenomenon. It's not just in Florida. What's interesting is I can't wait to see what the new sales reports are going to be. And let me know what you think they're going to be after Memorial Day's sales reports come in. Probably completely catastrophic. This is an absolute shame. And this is not the way marketing is supposed to be done. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I always love to see your ideas. I really appreciate you guys. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.